So I'm laying on the bathroom floor, and it's 2 a.m., and I have been throwing up so much, it's easier just to sleep next to the toilet than to keep getting up and going back to my bed. And on top of it, my throat feels like I've swallowed acid. I can't eat. I can't even swallow. And I'm just laying there dreaming about eating Bluebell ice cream. Just dreaming about being able to swallow again. And the craziest idea hits me. I should stop eating ice cream. Not because ice cream is evil. No, I still eat ice cream. Because that single moment of agency to do something rather than just lay there and endure the suffering changed everything. And that's when I realized what these two were trying to teach us. Batman and Superman. One of them was essentially born with superpowers, and the other one got them from a tragedy. But here's what we forget. That tragedy didn't give Batman his superpowers. It's what he used it for that did. But we'll come back to these two in just a few minutes. First, let me tell you how I wound up on that bathroom floor. So 3 months earlier, at the time I'm 24 and I'm getting my master's degree in exercise and sports nutrition, and I get a call from my doctor, and she says, "Leigh, is there anyone there with you?" And I said, "Yeah, my dad's here." She says, "I'm really sorry to tell you this, but you have uterine cancer, and it's stage 4. We're going to need you to come in and have surgery and start chemotherapy immediately." And you know what? Standing in that apartment, I didn't think, why me? I thought, well, why not me? Of course, I didn't come to that spiritual evolution immediately, which brings me back to the bathroom floor. So, ice cream. I'm laying there thinking, I have got to take a different approach. What if I use and fight back with the one thing that I'm actually an expert in, what I put in my body? So I go full scientist mode, or as my husband lovingly calls me, the female Spock. Processed foods are gone, sugar almost gone. I focus on fish, fruits, vegetables, anything that I thought would help. And you know what? Within 2 weeks, I could get out of bed without feeling like I wanted to die. I could even go on walks for exercise. And within a month, the nausea was almost gone. My doctor even said, "Leigh, whatever you're doing, keep doing it." But I didn't want to just keep doing it. I wanted to understand why. Was this real? Was I delusional? Reservation for crazy, party of one. So I did what any reasonable person would do, and I went back and finished my master's while still on chemo, obviously. So that's when I realized I had to take a different approach. So I realized that I had superpowers. And I figured out 1 year after that chemotherapy, my scans looked like I had never had cancer before. Minus a few internal body parts, of course, right? And laying there on that table, I thought, and this is where the crazy really kicks in, you know, I should go back and get my PhD in cancer biology. Because if changing what I ate could change the way I felt during the worst time of my life, I had to understand why. And I had to understand if what my approach was could give other people the same power. And that's when I realized my first superpower. Suffering had given me a purpose so clear that not fear, not doubt, not imposter syndrome, well, almost imposter syndrome, could talk me out of it. So fast forward through my PhD, still cancer-free, and I wind up at the National Cancer Institute as a cancer prevention fellow at that. And that's where I figured out what my obsession was: the gut microbiome. Your guts contain tens of trillions of microbes, and they're not just along for the ride. They produce vitamins, they educate your immune system, they can even help you respond to cancer therapy. So essentially, change what you eat, and you change the signals that they send. And it was during this time I saw a presentation that blew my mind. These researchers were studying twins, one twin with obesity and one that was lean. And they transplanted the gut microbes from these twins into mice without any microbes. And they fed them the exact same diet and the exact same calories. And only the mouse with the obesity microbes became obese. What? So that told me that what lives in your gut changes how you respond to what you put in your mouth. And later on, a couple of years later, I saw a seminar that put everything together, and I had a light bulb moment. These researchers showed what your gut microbiome looks like as a network map. Imagine a social network where friends and family are dots, and the relationship between them are lines. Beautiful, interconnected, cooperative. But then they showed what that network looks like when you're sick. You take antibiotics, you eat poorly, the network fractures, friends become enemies, and the system falls apart. And that's when I had my light bulb moment. What if you could predict when that system was about to fall apart? And what if you could predict what each and every person needed to repair that network before they got sick? And that's when I recognized my second superpower. I could see patterns that other people couldn't see because I had lived inside the problem. So, where are we today? And this is where it gets really exciting. 25 years ago on that bathroom floor, precision nutrition wasn't a thing. Doctors essentially just told you, well, eat as much as you can and good luck. But hope is on the horizon. With artificial intelligence, we now have the ability to analyze thousands of dietary factors, metabolic pathways, and microbial networks, all at the same time, to see patterns that we could have never seen before. Even better, imagine your gut microbiome like a video game, and you are the character. We have the ability now to run thousands of simulations, all at the same time, to figure out what nutrients, foods, drugs would work best for your cancer, your body, and your gut microbiome. And we call this a digital gut twin. And I'm excited to tell you that I'm actually working on building part of this right now at Baylor University with my colleague, who is an AI scientist and computational biologist at Argonne National Labs. Because here's what we need to know. Remember Batman? He got his superpowers when he asked, what can I do that no one else can do? And Superman. His powers came when he asked the question, what can I do that no one else can do? His powers didn't make him a hero. It's what he used them for that did. And your superpowers are the same. They are buried under the question you ask when life falls apart. Why me or why not me? You see, why me makes you a victim. But why not me makes you an entrepreneur, a scientist, a teacher, someone who looks at suffering in the face and says, "What did you come to teach me?" Now, I'm not saying that suffering is good, not at all. Cancer sucked. I don't recommend it. But if you're going through something hard right now, and statistically a lot of you probably are, then you have a choice. You can see yourself as a victim or as someone in the middle of their own superhero story. Because here's the truth that took me 25 years and a PhD to understand. Happiness is not the absence of suffering. Happiness is what you find when you stop running from it and you start asking it what it came to teach you. Because everyone in this audience has superpowers. The question is, are you brave enough to claim them? Thank you.